When people think about AI in transportation, they picture self-driving cars, autonomous taxis, hands off the wheel. But that view is narrow, because transportation isn't just about cars, it's about movement, coordination, timing, and scale. And AI is quietly reshaping all of it. From shipping routes and rail systems to air traffic, logistics hubs, and urban flow, intelligence is being embedded into the infrastructure itself. Transportation is no longer just mechanical, it's becoming cognitive. Welcome to AI Unlocked, the channel where we explore artificial intelligence, future tech, and the tools that are changing the world. Today, we're diving into AI in transportation, beyond cars. Transportation has always been a system, not a collection of vehicles. Roads, railways, ports, and airspace operate together, even when they appear separate. AI shifts focus from individual machines to the flow between them. Traffic becomes data. Delays become signals. Congestion becomes something that can be predicted, adjusted, and redirected. As systems connect, efficiency replaces brute force expansion. Instead of building more infrastructure, intelligence squeezes more capacity from what already exists. Movement becomes optimized rather than expanded. This changes how cities and nations think about growth. The question shifts from how much we can build to how well we can coordinate. Transportation becomes a problem of orchestration rather than construction. AI excels at optimization. It calculates routes not just based on distance, but on timing, demand, risk, and cost. In logistics and shipping, this means fewer delays, lower fuel use, and tighter coordination across global supply chains. Routes adjust in real time, responding to weather, congestion, and disruption. This changes how reliability is defined. Precision matters more than speed. Being predictable becomes more valuable than being fast. Transportation evolves from motion to orchestration. The route becomes a decision, not a fixed path. Every movement is continuously re-evaluated. Efficiency becomes dynamic rather than planned. Beyond roads, AI reshapes air and rail networks. Flight paths are optimized continuously. Rail schedules adapt dynamically. Maintenance is predicted before failures occur. Systems learn from patterns humans would never see at scale. As autonomy expands, operators shift roles. Humans supervise systems rather than manually controlling them. Safety improves, but dependence grows. Transportation becomes smoother and less transparent. When something goes wrong, fewer people understand why. Control becomes abstracted behind interfaces and alerts. Urban transportation becomes adaptive. Signals respond to flow. Public transit adjusts to demand. Shared mobility systems rebalance themselves automatically. Cities begin reacting in real time rather than relying on static planning models. This responsiveness reshapes daily life. Commutes become less rigid. Movement patterns shift. But responsiveness also introduces control. The more a city adapts, the more it decides whose movement matters most. Priority becomes programmable. Mobility turns into a managed resource. AI ties transportation to energy systems. Electric grids and vehicle networks coordinate charging and usage. Fleets optimize when and where they draw power. Efficiency becomes systemic rather than individual. This integration reduces waste, but increases complexity. Transportation no longer stands alone. It becomes part of a larger intelligent ecosystem that must be managed holistically. Small disruptions in energy ripple quickly into mobility. Movement becomes dependent on invisible coordination. And this is where transportation stops being about getting from A to B. Because once movement is optimized by intelligence, the real question becomes, who controls the flow? Stay with me. The next part explores the risks hiding beneath efficiency. When systems are intelligent, failure becomes systemic. A software error can ripple across networks instantly. A misprediction can affect thousands of vehicles at once. Transportation gains efficiency, but loses isolation. Resilience becomes as important as optimization. Designing for failure becomes essential, not optional. Intelligence without redundancy becomes fragility. The smoother the system, the harder it falls when it breaks. Recovery becomes as critical as prevention. As AI takes over coordination and control, certain human roles shrink. Dispatching, scheduling, and routing become automated. Workers shift toward oversight and exception handling. This transition creates friction. Skills become obsolete faster than retraining systems adapt. Transportation evolves faster than labor structures can comfortably follow. The challenge isn't job loss alone, it's job transformation at scale. Experience must be redefined. Transportation generates vast data: location, timing, behavior. AI makes sense of it all. Movement becomes measurable at unprecedented resolution. This enables safety and efficiency, but also monitoring. Where people go, when they travel, and how often becomes visible. Mobility and privacy begin to collide. Movement becomes information, not just action. Data trails replace anonymity. AI-enhanced transportation doesn't benefit everyone equally. High-density areas improve faster. Low-demand regions lag. Efficiency follows profitability. This risks deepening geographic inequality. Movement becomes optimized for some, constrained for others. Transportation stops being neutral infrastructure and becomes a strategic advantage. Access to movement becomes access to opportunity. Geography regains power. AI gives humanity the ability to design movement deliberately. But design implies choice. Whose priorities are encoded? Whose delays are tolerated? Whose routes are protected? The future of transportation won't be decided by vehicles alone. It will be decided by how intelligently and ethically we choose to direct the flow of the world itself. Movement becomes policy in motion. Control hides inside optimization. AI isn't just changing how we travel, it's changing how the world moves. As transportation systems become intelligent, efficiency rises, but so does responsibility. Because once movement is governed by algorithms, the future depends not just on speed, but on who remains in control of the direction. If you found this episode compelling, make sure to follow the channel and subscribe for more cinematic explorations into how artificial intelligence is reshaping the systems we rely on every day. And in our next video, we zoom out to the companies behind the intelligence in the battle between AI giants, examining the competition, consolidation, and power struggles shaping the future of artificial intelligence.